killing, or indeed killing, is called environmental. The way the very physical world impacts upon us. So the entire universe, as it impacts upon us, all the sentient beings we meet and how they treat us, our own tendencies and our own humanity. Main cause, us. We are our own creators. But Dalai Lama often says karma is like self-creation. So it's a very different view, and it's dealt with as I'm saying, this is said to be a law. If it is a law, and clever Buddha, who's a human, has observed it, then so can we. It's kind of logical, if he observed it, if he's not making it up. And that's for us to find out. It's all there for us in the literature, and in the meditation you'll experience it. So let's look into these four, okay? Let's look into how... Got 10 minutes. Let's look into a scenario in which we would create a complete positive action of non-killing, okay? So you're in your kitchen. We'll have a few scenarios, actually. We'll do killing and non-killing. You'll see the point. So let's say, you're in your kitchen. You've got a mouse in your kitchen. Let's say David. Your mummy calls you David, right? Is that how she says it?
Yeah.
David, okay. I'll be like your mummy. David. What's she call you when she's friendly with you?
Too embarrassing to share.
What? What?
Too embarrassing to
oh, is it?
share.
No, I won't say it then, okay. Well, my mother called me Bobsy. So that's embarrassing. What can I say? Bobsy, what to do?
Good.
No, it doesn't matter. David. Okay, so listen. So let's say David has a mouse in his kitchen. What's your name? I forget.
Nitsan.
Nitsan, that's right, Nitsan. He has a mouse in his kitchen. And then you? Yvette has a mouse in her kitchen. Let's say 3 scenarios. We can do the killing or the non-killing. You'll see the point, okay. Let's do non-killing for the moment. So there's so there's a mouse in David's kitchen. So in order for an action, like I said, to be a complete action, to go on your main bank vault, which is the one that produces the type of rebirth, human, animal, whatever, the womb you go to, the egg you go to, the form you take. So in this case, we're talking about a non-killing action. So that means there have to be 4 things in place to qualify as a complete action, a complete karma. The first of the 4, there has to be the object of the action, which is a living mass. The second, and this is the crucial piece, this is where your mind, David's mind, involved in this action. And there are 3 parts. The first one, 2A, is that state of mind in the 3rd category, I mentioned it before, which is happening every second, called discrimination. It's the ability in his mind that can discriminate that is the mouse. 2B, and this happens all in a millisecond, 2B is intention. Bare bones, I will save that mouse. Intention, we often use it as an alternative for motivation. Oh, she had a good intention. Not here. It's literally volition. I will save that mouse. Now the third one, 2C. This is the crucial one. As we'd said, his reason for saving the mouse. What are you saving the mouse for, David? Oh, it's suffering. I don't want it to get hurt. That's called compassion, right? We agree. It's called compassion. So simple. So recognition, that's the mouse. 2B, intention. 2C, motivation. All together, simultaneous practically. We don't notice. So then 3, he catches the mouse. 4, releases the mouse. Happy mouse. Thank you, David. Bye. A complete action of non-killing. Are we communicating? Now let's say Nitsan. Thank you. Nitsan. Nizan. Yeah? Okay, good. Nitsan. So, okay, he's got a mouse in his kitchen. Object, a living mouse. 2, his mind involved in it. 2A, recognition. That's the mouse I will save. 2B, intention. Well, recognition is that mouse. 2B, intention. I will save that mouse. 2C, motivation. Attachment to eating mice for lunch. Are you with me? I mean, I haven't come home yet. He wants to have fresh mouse for lunch. So he catches it, all excited. Oh, be careful, don't hurt the little mouse. I've got to save it and put it in a case. When Robina comes home, we can kill it and eat lunch. Are you with me, people? Now, it will look like a nice action, won't it? Oh, isn't he kind saving a mouse? Forget about it. Do you understand my point? Motivation, disgusting. Attachment, but it's still an action of saving a mouse, is it not? You get my point here? Motivation's lousy. Attachment, so he wants to kill it later. That's even heavier, you know. 3, he catches the mouse. 4, oh, little mouse, keep it fresh and lovely. Little mouse is happy. He doesn't know what's coming. Do you understand? Idiot has a mouse. 3. 1, there's a mouse, object. 2, in recognition. There isn't any recognition because he doesn't see it. 2B, intention. There is no intention to save this mouse or to not hurt the mouse. She doesn't see it. 2C, motivation. There isn't a motivation. She doesn't see it. 3, she stands down and misses the mouse. And 4, lucky mouse gets out. Do you understand? Happy mouse, 0 karma. Do you understand? It's a good action, but you could see, oh, isn't she kind not standing on the mouse? But there was no awareness. So there is 0 karma because there's 0 intention. And therefore there's 0 motivation. Now for non-killing it's the same. For killing it's the same. You just reverse it. Change the non-killing to killing. Right? The motivation is anger. How dare a disgusting mouse be in my kitchen? And exactly the same thing, you know? Except it's the object the same. Recognition's the same. Intention, I will kill the mouse. 3, the motivation, a delusion, aversion. How disgusting. 3, kill the mouse. 4, dead mouse. There's more things to it too, but that's simple. He could have a mouse. He sees it. Recognition, 1, recognition. 2, the 3 parts of the mind. Object. 2A, recognition. That is the mouse. That is the mouse. 2B, intention. I will kill the mouse. 2C, motivation, compassion. Like most of the world, he thinks the poor mouse is suffering. I must kill it to stop its suffering. His motivation is relatively pure. Okay, it's got no wisdom. He doesn't really know what's best to help the mouse. We don't have wisdom, and we'll talk about that. But he means well. Although meaning well is not enough, but nevertheless he means well. In other words, compassion is his mind is imbued with compassion. The wish in his mind is to help the mouse, isn't it? To stop suffering. Do we agree with that? Can you see that? That's the same as killing your grandmother. You know, you don't want to harm her, you want to help her. So that's a pure motivation. Not that pure, but it is really sincerely you want to help. 3, he kills the mouse. 4, dead mouse. His is heavy negative because he wanted to harm the mouse. His is not so negative, probably almost you could say he created some virtue. But it doesn't. But the point is here, that's for him, the karma's not too bad. It's got nothing to do with what happened to the mouse. The mouse has got its own karma, you know. 3, the same thing. The same thing. She doesn't see it, but she stands on it and the mouse dies. There's no awareness. She must be pretty stupid not to know she stood in the mouse, but it's possible. You understand?
Driving a cow.
That's right. That's right. I mean, we're slaughtering every day, you know. So this is the bare bones of the most basic nuts and bolts of the law of karma. Clearly, like even botany can get incredibly sophisticated. Same here. These are the basics, and you use it as the basis, a starting point. So what the learning from this isn't to go around killing people with compassion. That's not the learning. Please don't kill anyone. It's just explaining the process, what's involved in it. Because karma is not. You see, we sort of think, come on, if he killed the mouse, there's got to be some bad karma. No, he can't get away with that. That's vindictive, you know. No, and we're doing this all the time, and that's why they say, as Dalai Lama says, compassion's not enough. You need wisdom. So what's the wisdom here? Well, obviously it's the wisdom of clairvoyance. Who has the wisdom to see the mind of the mouse, to know exactly what karma would be triggered at the moment it dies? Then if you have that wisdom, you could say it's not only compassionate, which is good for you, but it's wise, which is also good for the mouse. But who has that wisdom? Most of us. So play safe, please, and don't play Russian roulette with your mice or your grandmother. Lunchtime. So there's no time for questions. We have to do it after lunch. But I think, do they have to do all these jobs and things like wash dishes and sweep floors as well?
No.
They've got time off. We've got 3 until 6 for teachings. 2 till, what is this? 2 to 4. Is 2 hours good for lunch?
Yes.
You happy with 2 hours? You need 2 hours? You want 2 hours?
Yes.
What?
Less.
No and yes.
Less.
So we've got 2 hours for lunch and then a discussion group for 45 minutes.
Too much.
Do you want to have an hour and a half for lunch and then a 45-minute discussion group?
Yes.
Yes.
And then we come back at 2:30. I don't mind. I mean,
Yes.
No.
Yes.
no.
No, we need to rest.
No. 1.5. Just ask
Well,
who wants.
how about one? I'm only suggesting because I'm always a busybody, you know. I don't mind.
So ask who wants 1.5.
Who wants 90 minutes and who wants 2 hours? Who wants 90 minutes lunch? Who wants 2 hours lunch? Well, it's about the same. So maybe we just do it halfway. I mean, it's really all right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know, we can be very flexible. So we just say, have your discussion group at about, you know, 1:45.
Yes.
What about that? Is that enough for you?
The middle way.
Middle way? Abraham, well done. There you go. But make sure if you want to rest, relax, look at the sky, go to bed, cry, weep, take care of yourself for the 2 hours, okay? And if you're going to talk, try and talk about the stuff. What?
Could you elaborate?
Yeah, discussion, what I mean by that is this. See you later. He's always first out. He wants to get his shoes first, I
He's
think.
the one who's responsible for the kitchen.
Oh, very good. That's the logic. Okay. Okay, listen. Discussion. I think I mentioned yesterday. I said it yesterday. When I studied philosophy for the first time. Can you close the door? Please keep the warm in. When I first studied philosophy from Geshe Tekchok, who was I told you the abbot who's passed away now. I did this 2 years. And I remember we studied 5 days a week, really intensive, all the philosophy, about 4 or 5 texts I studied. And I remember we'd study, I'd take all my notes, I'd listen, and then where it really fell into place. They call it debate in the monasteries, where they have a very sophisticated system of logical analysis. It's amazing. We didn't learn that, it's too complex, and we don't have the language. But we just have what we call discussion. And this is a crucial point. What discussion means is this. When we say discussion, we think, bring everything into the discussion, talk about whatever you like. That's chaos. If we had cooking class this morning, and we discussed a chocolate cake recipe, do you not think discussion would be about the chocolate cake recipe? You wouldn't discuss an orange cake recipe. We didn't talk about it. So if today, we've already talked about a lot, but even this fundamental part of karma, if you remember it, it's in your book. It's in here if you want to refer to the teachings. How we create karma and purify, page 14. What I just said is in the book, okay? So I think, take this and go into it a little bit. Look at the motivation business. This is one topic. The other topic, if you prefer, is that concept of no creator. Karma. Do you understand? So take, even if it's one small piece, and you just simply relax and unpack it, and try not to have too much speculation, try not just to rave on, try not to dominate the conversation, try to take what you've heard here as the basis of your discussion. Do you understand? And then come with questions. So then, you don't have to do discussion. I don't mind if you don't. The alternative is to be silent and do your own trip, you know, that's okay. I don't mind at all. But I would really suggest groups of no more than 3. Because you go back and forth. That's what we did. Well, we had exams and everything. So at the end of the term, I'd take all the notes and we'd have sometimes 8 hours one-on-one going back and forth. That definition, what was that, what was this? Just like you would with maths or botany to pass your exam, you know. The same here. Not whatever you think botany means, but based on the laws and what you've learned. It's a really precise kind of discussion. It's using what you understood, using what you've heard. Are you with me, people? This is really helpful. If you like, you don't have to. That's my suggestion. 45 minutes. And you can do it during lunch as well, as you wish. You decide. So let's just think of our lunch as blissful, delicious nectar, and let's think of it through the lens of kindness. What's his name? Who just went out?
Easy.
And what's his job?
It's the kitchen.
Okay, there you go. His kindness preparing it for us. The people who cooked it, the people who cut it, the people who grew it, and all the creatures who got slaughtered on the way. Just because we're not eating a cow's bottom doesn't mean sentient beings haven't suffered, okay? Millions of them, creatures slashed, slaughtered when the rice was cooked and grown, the cars died. So we can't avoid harming sentient beings. So we have at least remember this. And then think, I'm going to eat this so I can be fat and healthy, so I can help sentient beings and repay their kindness, okay? Thank you very much. Thank you, people. See you in a couple of hours, 3 hours, whatever. Thank you.